Yeah.
you're frontline girl. I didn't realise you. I know you're a pharmacist, but I thought you worked, in a shop dishing out the pills to everyone. But you're actually on a ward, aren't you?
Yeah, since coronavirus started, I have been on one of our COVID wards, but um we shut it last week, so then I got moved to cardiology, but then we've reopened it again now, so I'm back on there next week.
Mhm. And how you been finding it then? Because obviously you're frontline. You're seeing everything that we're just hearing about.
Yeah, I mean, it was really like daunting at first because we didn't kind of know what we were getting ourselves into, and like, going on the ward, we have to put all the PPE on and get like scrubs on, and it was just like a massive learning curve, really, knowing what to expect and stuff. But now I've been on there, and it's like it's quite difficult, with like different medications and stuff, because I don't know whether you've heard on the news where they're saying like, oh, if you think you've got coronavirus symptoms, don't take this. And there's been like a lot of guidance in the
Or
past few weeks.
scaremongering.
Yeah, a lot of guidance as well given to us in the past few weeks of what medication people should be taking and what shouldn't. And we've got a few clinical trials running at the moment, so it's just like completely changed the way of working as well.
So how's it? I mean, they built all these wards on the potential as if like it went sky high. They'll be able to cope with it, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems to be that the NHS are managing to cope with what's happening. Is that
Yeah,
right? Or
because we turned a lot of our wards into like coronavirus wards. So we had like one for elderly people. We shut down one of our hematology wards and moved that. We turned one of our surgery wards into like an overflow for ICU. So it seems like we've really managed it, and like, yeah, it seems like we've really managed it quite well. I think Boris was saying that we're over the first peak,
mm,
but then I'm quite a bit like, oh, let's say if we start letting people out now and people in the community do have coronavirus and they don't know that they've got it, and
it could
then they
spike
start
again.
passing it on, we'll get a second peak. So, we're over the first bit, but then people still need to be like quite vigilant and sensible,
Yeah.
with
Well, I
social
think
distancing.
everyone is, and like I say, I think we're all going to be led by what the government says and how they're advised by yourselves and the medical experts. So. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's forget about that and let's talk about you and a meteoric rise in your professional career.
Oh, no.
Only two fights, ranked number 3 in the country.
I know. Where did that come from? I saw it the other day, and my Lee tagged me in it on Facebook. I was like, oh, third in the country, and then I've gone up to like 45th in the world. I was like, oh my god, who have I made mates with? That's just bumped me up.
How do you, I mean, you're a girl. I know we spoke about it before on camera, but if no one's watched before, you walked into Lee Blundell's gym, what, 4.5 years ago,
Yeah,
just as a keep fitter. Just that's what you wanted to do was keep fit, wasn't it?
yeah,
You weren't
lose weight.
intending to box, were you?
No, not at all.
Your boyfriend competes, doesn't he? Was it mixed martial arts or some sort?
Yeah, he just focuses on boxing now, but I think he's a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, so he tried to teach me some of that, but I don't like it. Like, well, I did like it. I did like learning it, but like when you're so
Very
used to
technical,
punching
isn't it?
someone, yeah, and then someone's trying to choke you out, and you just want to hit him, and you're not allowed.
Well, that mixed martial arts you're allowed to hit him, so maybe that could be a sport. I think I would have liked that when I was younger. It would have been a sport for me because my best mate was a wrestler, so I
Um,
enjoy the grappling as much as the punching.
do you
So
think you'd be able to kick someone in the head, like reach and kick him in the head? Though you're
no,
flexible. No,
no. I would stick to low kicks.
low kicks. Yeah.
I was never very flexible, but like you say, things are. I don't think you could have predicted how things have moved for you in the short period that you've been a professional.
No, definitely not. Like, so we turned professional, was it September last year?
Hmm.
And then I've sparred with Natasha Jonas, which is a huge thing. That was before my last fight. And then obviously sparring with a world champion a few weeks ago. So from turning professional in September to then sparring with like such an amazing world champion, it's like, how have I got here? Like, how do these people know my name?
Well, but they do though. You see, I go to all the gyms. I chat to lots of people, and your name's forever popping up. and
Oh,
only positive reports from
hopefully,
everyone
yeah.
that you've been down there sparring with. I remember talking to John Pegg, and I think he one of the first places you used to go down to, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Down in Birmingham at the Eastside Gym, and he just went, "This girl's special."
Oh,
So you know, but
that's really
it's
nice.
but it is, and obviously, Steffi Bull had heard about you, and Terri was getting ready for his the two people you mentioned, Natasha, Jonas, and you're fortunate you've sparred Natasha, and now you've sparred her next opponent.
I know. I was lucky that like I'm the only other southpaw in the country, so then I got this opportunity to go up there. I was like, yes, being a southpaw.
But Terry's done. I mean, Natasha Jonas's amateur pedigree is second to none for female boxing. Um, you know, medaling in the World Championships. I think she in the Olympics in 2012, she fought Katie Taylor in the
Yeah, Kay.
quarterfinals and lost a close fight to her. And I think that was one of the main reasons why she came back into professional boxing, because they were looking to set up a rematch with her in the professional ranks with Katie, wasn't it?
Yeah, that would be really good. And I mean, but she's gone down a weight now, hasn't she?
She
To
got down a way, but also that loss knocked her back a lot, didn't it? I know she's had, I think, 3 wins since the
Vivian.
yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not going to ask you because that'd be unfair to put you in that position. But I presume it's going to be a great fight.
Oh, it'd be an amazing fight. I was so gutted when all this lockdown went and got announced, and then I was like, oh, we're not going to be able to watch the Terry Harper Natasha Jonas fight, and Savannah Marshall as well. She's not fighting either, so
Well, it was bad for you on two accounts because, first of all, you should have been fighting on our show on
yeah,
March the 28th when your stablemate was going to come back, James Moorcroft. And then the week after that fight, weren't you supposed to go out to Tenerife and do some more sparring with
yeah,
Terry Harper?
yeah, like
So
the once in a lifetime opportunity. Me, James, Lee, we're all gonna go to Tenerife and do some sparring, and then
I get
we
paid
went, what?
and get paid as well.
I know. And then we got put in lockdown, and I was like, where do we go from here?
Yeah, so I like I say, but I presume you're still keeping focused and with all the people talking about you where you are, that must give you great confidence for going forward.
Oh yeah, definitely. So Lee does send me stuff, to do in my garden, and he did give me like a bag and stuff. And obviously, I'm fortunate that I'm going out with Ross, and he does boxing. We can do a bit of sparring in the back
Wink, wink.
garden. Obviously, me, no. But I'm like really. I get dead embarrassed now going out to the front, like the front, because then I think all the neighbours will be like, "Oh, there's that weird couple that go and fight in the garden all the time." So every time I'm in the front, I'm just like, oh gosh, don't look at anyone.
Yeah, no, like you say, for you it must be perfect in that sense, to have a boyfriend who normally it's the other way around. It's the boyfriend who's boxing, and he has a supportive wife, but you've got it the other way around, haven't you? And
Yeah.
with his with his knowledge of the sport as well, he understands it, I presume, and helps you to progress as well as you have.
Yeah, it is annoying though, because like he is really fit. So like say if we go on runs and we're like coming up to like the last few K, he'll be like, come on, let's pick it up now, and I'll just end up throwing a paddy like, and do you not think I'm sprinting my back out? Like, why are you telling me to hurry up when I'm trying my hardest? And he's just like, should we not run together then? And I'm like, no, it's fine, but just don't tell me to run faster because I'm running as fast as I can.
Well, like you say, it is very important to have a supportive partner in such a tough sport.
Yeah, definitely. And I am really fortunate to have met him. Well, I did meet him at my actual fight because he was best friends with James
All
and he
right.
came to watch James, but then saw me fight. And then obviously we started talking. And then,
What's it
yeah,
like? You've been a top kiddie now in the gym, because obviously James is gutted. I spoke to him yesterday. He's gutted because he should have been, like we were saying before, he should have been out on the 28th, and he wanted to get back to winning ways after his setback up in Scotland, and
yeah.
you was all up there supporting him. How's he managed to come to terms with it? Because it must be killing him not being able to get out there and put what he thinks was a wrong right.
I know. I mean, he's probably just putting all of his energy into, like you said, setting things right. Um, we're not able to train at the moment, but he's doing his garden up and it's looking really, really, really good. He used to be a landscape gardener
Oh, did
before
they?
boxing, yeah. So he's got like a nice little vegetable patch at the top, and because he's got a big hill in his garden, he set some steps out. But he's been training a lot, like he's doing a lot of cycling. He passed by yesterday from Wigan. He cycled to
Yeah,
Warrington.
I've seen on Facebook.
Yeah,
He's
we
been
did
doing
like
that.
a
He's been mithering Lee, hasn't he? He's been driving
yeah,
up,
my
running by his house all the time.
yeah, so he is keeping busy and he's got his dog and his dog's really well trained. So I think they're off in the fields all the time and he's training him.
I feel sorry for his dog because he runs at some pace, doesn't he?
The dog's exactly the same. The dog
Oh,
is a dog version of James.
is it?
Yeah,
Hyper and crazy.
yeah, hyper, like crazy. But he's
He's
really
funny
well
though, isn't he?
trained.
He's funny though, isn't he? Well, I wish James was well trained. but
Same.
yeah, I suppose like say, hopefully, I mean, you might have a little bit more of an insight into lockdown. Have you heard any idea of how long it's going to continue the way it is?
I don't
Or
know. They don't really tell us much. It's more like we're just setting out like plans on how we're going to treat people and like you know, like the capacity that we have and making sure that we have enough beds for everyone that comes through the door and we have the right equipment to treat them. I don't really watch the news because obviously I'm around it so much in work.
you just want a break from it?
Yeah, when you come home and then I need to go and do some training and stuff as well. So you might know more than me about what
No, I
Boris has
don't.
been saying
I
and
purposely say I'm an optimist, so I don't want to be brought down by reality. So I just do what I have to do. I stay in my house, and we do little things like this now. And my house has come free. I'm working on a house I used to live in before I moved in with my wife. So that's keeping me busy and ticking over. And been doing jobs for Steve. Well, that's another thing I forgot to mention. You are our first VIP female fighter.
yeah, did you not know?
Of course I do. But I mean, it's like, this is, but that's a great statement because Steve is not very passionate about female boxing, but he's passionate about you. He
Oh,
believes that, as most of us do that know you. I think Lee came to us with James Moorcroft, what I think was 3 years ago nearly now.
yeah.
And again, white collar has that stigma to it, with the professionals. And we thought, oh well, if he wants to give it a go, we'll give him a go. And then he did what you did. He blew us away in his first fight. I think it was Liam Richards, who's a southpaw, horrible kid to look good against, and he looked magnificent as you did in your debut.
Oh, it's just good that like James obviously, did all the hard work for me, but I came with the stigma of white collar and being a girl. So it's kind of like,
Well, I think he's dropped that now. I mean, even I don't mention. I've just mentioned it then, haven't I? But I don't mention it that much now, because he's surpassed that. He does a lot of things that I know a lot of well-established amateurs don't do. He brings a lot to the table. So I'm looking forward to his return, and I'm looking forward to having fight number 3 because you must be itching now.
I know it feels like it's long overdue because obviously James got his fight announced for January, like straight after we had our fight in December. So then me and Ross were like, right, okay, we'll train with James. Obviously, like we could still eat, not as like we're in a camp,
Mm-hmm.
but we would train with James, in the morning. We were there on Christmas morning, Boxing Day. So I feel like I was in for March, I was in a camp from my last fight.
Well, let's get back to Terri Harper and Natasha. Um, both phenomenal records. I mean, Natasha, what's she, 10-1, I think, with 7 knockouts or something like that. And I think Terri has got 10-0 with 5 knockouts. Terri is what, 23 years old. She's younger than you.
Yeah, she's younger than me. She doesn't
And
seem young though. She seems like, quite like I don't know, like with an old head, like she
she's a
knows.
Yorkshire lass, isn't she? That's how
Oh,
they
what does
played
that
around
mean?
there, isn't it? Well, see, the Yorkshire, they're very pragmatic people, aren't they?
I don't know. Yeah,
They don't worry
probably.
about stuff, do they? And they just get on with it. And that's what Steffi's like, And I think Steffi's a bit similar to, your coach, Lee Blundell. He's old school.
Yeah.
He knows what it's all about. He's been around, he's done it all. And I think having a coach like that behind you helps you, you know,
Oh,
because
definitely.
they've been in the, you know, Steffi's been in the game for what, 25, 30 years. I think he's been in the pro game 25 years, let alone his amateur career before that. And same with Lee. Well, Lee's been in it, what, must be close on 40 years.
Yeah, all of his life, really.
Hmm.
But it was nice because, like, Steffi and Terry have a relationship like me and Lee have. Like, you can tell they've got,
Very
like, a
close.
really, yeah, really close, and, like, they just trust each other so much.
Hmm.
They have a
Well,
really
he
good.
dragged her back. I believe she got a terrible result in a national final or an international final somewhere. And she believes she should have won, and so did a lot of other people. And she ended up with silver medal and said, "I'm not boxing again." And I think it took
Oh,
4 years of mithering her to come back to the gym. He said, "I'm sure you can do something." He said, "I'm sure you can be a world champion." And almost 2 years, well, less than 2 years, she went from, you know, from having a first fight to being a world champion, because she's a double world champion now. She won the IBO, didn't
oh,
she?
IBO, yeah.
And was it the WBC or WBA she won last time out? WBA, I think.
WBC. Is it the green one?
Oh, is it WBC then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, which is quite phenomenal. And as we are saying with the ladies, you know, you're already up to third. Um, you must be excited for what's to come in the next 12 months.
Oh, definitely. And like it seems like people like the audience is paying more interest into women's boxing. You know, like with
I
KJ,
think it's
like
a standard though. I mean, I go to a lot of the amateur gyms and I see kids sparring and they've got the head guards on and I'm thinking, oh, well, he looks good there, he's all right. And then they take the head guard off and it's a girl. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, there used to be a massive difference between female boxing and male boxing. And that gap is narrowed so much. I mean, you did an interview with Stacey a few days ago, didn't you? Stacey
yeah,
Copeland. Now, Stacey, she's absolutely amazing.
she's an
Um,
amazing boxer, yeah.
only, I think it was her fifth fight, and the first 10 rounders, she'd only done 4 rounders. She went over to South Africa and won the Commonwealth title in just a fifth fight. You know, she was a 3 times ABA champion. She won the novices, under 10s, the under 20s, and then won the senior elites. Um, all coming to sport, to the boxing sport, late in life, even though she'd been in the gyms all her life, because her dad was a former ABA champion and professional in Eddie Copeland. Um, she wasn't allowed to box in them days. Female boxing wasn't on the cards for her.
Yeah,
And so when a football career finished through injury, it gave her the opportunity to take advantage of her love for boxing, and to do what she's done is absolutely amazing.
amazing, yeah.
And
And she tries to like promote a lot of like, you know, women in sport and stuff like that. So it's not even just what she does in the boxing ring that's amazing. It's all the stuff that she does outside of it as well.
I know. She always criticises me for talking too much, but she can talk as well. But she's a
Yeah.
very good talker, I must admit. I've
Oh
seen her
yeah,
do
she
some of her
is.
speeches, and she's fantastic in the public arena. And like I say, a great advocate for female sports.
Definitely.
But as you could be.
Oh yeah. If I get better at speaking and stuff like that.
Well, you like talking.
I do like talking, but then as soon as you put a camera in front of my face, I'm just a bit like,
It's all right. It's only a phone, so you're all
I
right.
know, I
I'm used
know.
to talking on them. But listen,
Yeah,
I can't wait for it to kick off again. Really looking forward to following your career because, like you say, I feel like I know a little bit about boxing, but there's a lot more people, a lot more knowledge who are talking very, very highly of you. So
oh,
you got to take that as a massive compliment, and hopefully you can live up to everyone's expectations.
I know. Hopefully, I feel like my debut set a standard, and then like with my second fight, I just felt like she didn't really want to fight
No,
at
she did.
all.
Well, she did what she had to do to survive
Yeah,
that fight. But you know, also on that same night, there was a young lady called Ebony Carling. Is it
yeah,
Carling? She fought the girl that you fought in the debut,
Vader.
didn't you? And she lost to her. So
I know.
that puts that into context on what a good performance you had, because I think you dropped her in the first round, did you?
Yeah, and I can't believe she got back up as well. And then every time I just kept on hitting, her head was going back. I was like, why are you not going down? Like,
Well, she's a tough kid, as she
she's
proved
very tough.
in the next fight on our show again. So, like I say, I think you know the way female boxing is going, you've got a bright future. And at 25, you're still very young in the game. I was looking at
Yeah.
some of the other ages, and outside of Terri, you've got to be one of the youngest out there.
Yeah, I think everyone's on late 20s, like 28 and then 30. So, yeah, feeling quite young.
Well, listen, good luck for whenever this settles down, and obviously stay safe on the wards, and hopefully I'll be coming. You know, I feel a bit sorry because I didn't get a chance to interview before you didn't have your last fight, because I should have come down, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
But you were working all the time.
Yeah, well, I can't help it, can I? I've got to go to work.
Well, you've got to take time out.
I
Take
do
time.
for
Take
sparring.
tell work. You've got to come and have a chat with me.
I know, I said I'm there at
This is
6 in the
time off.
morning. You can come and meet me at 6 in the
Yeah,
morning.
but at 6 in the morning, no, I can't do that. So there's only 1 6 in a day for me, and that's in the evening.
Oh,
So,
you're lazy.
I
I've
know.
turned lazy now though, because
Have you?
I've not got to get up at that time in the morning. I'm staying in bed till like 6:30, 7.
5 6 7. That's an early get up for me. But listen, like you say, good luck for whenever this stops and you can resume your career. But hopefully that's going to be before the end of the year. And
Hopefully.
like I say, maybe the way things go, 2021 could be the year you pick up your first title.
Oh, hopefully. I thought it was gonna we were gonna build, this year and have
Mm-hmm.
like more fights and like try and get my name out there more. But obviously, with this all happening, it looks like it might have to be next year to start. I don't know.
No, well, listen, I think a very, very bright future, as do a lot of other people. So good luck. Catch up with you soon. Say hello to Lee and James for us.
Definitely.
Take care, Rhiannon.
Thank you.
Bye. See you,
Bye.
Ross.
Oh, he's not
See
here.
you.
He's in the other room.
Oh, yeah. All right. See you later. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.